Hi, everybody. So happy to have you here with me today, morning, or I guess technically it's afternoon now on the East Coast. If you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Grace Lager, founder and CEO of the Speaker Spark. And I ignite confidence, clarity, and authenticity in women so they can speak up and show up in whatever room for whatever occasion they want. Today, we are talking about the speaking moments that make most people's stomachs drop, including mine. So you're not alone here. And that's the off the cuff moments. The surprise toast, the can you share a few words in a meeting, or even, hey, let's all stand up and introduce each other, right? Or I'm sorry, let's all stand up and introduce ourselves. So this is also known as impromptu speaking. So this isn't special occasion speaking where you've had advance notice and you can prepare remarks. This is the truly the in the moment. Oh my gosh, what am I going to say? Why are they calling on me? Most of us freeze, overthink, or try to downplay these moments, or we kind of go into self deprecation. But what if you could actually shine in those unscripted moments? What would the possibilities could be there for you? Well, I promise that this can happen. So today I'm going to just go through quickly 5 little tips for you. And if you have questions or comments, please feel free to pop those in, and I will be happy to answer them. You can also put them in the comments on LinkedIn. And if you're watching this on the replay, no problem. Drop your comments or questions there, and I'll be checking regularly and get back to you. Okay, so let's just start quickly by just me sharing a time when this has happened to me. And it's happened more times than I really care to admit. But recently, I went to a networking event, just checking it out to see if it was something I wanted to be involved in. And they said, we do not allow visitors to introduce themselves. And I was like, okay, odd, but whatever, that's fine. Like to stand up and introduce. I mean, every group has its own thing. But they did have a speaking activity and they did ask for volunteers, and it was impromptu. I didn't know I was going to speak and I wasn't introducing myself. And the prompt was something about a Halloween movie that I wasn't familiar with. And I had to talk about how I would just, get rid of the villain. And so, with no notice and no planning, I stood up there and I started strong with my first sentence. And after that, I had no idea where I was going to go. So I kind of rambled on for a little bit longer and then I just sat down feeling like, oh my God, why did I even volunteer? I could have just sat in my chair. So we want to avoid those kinds of moments, right? We want to be able to raise our hand or to stand up when we're called on and speak confidently. Hi, Marika. All right. Okay. Marika, do you have a question or comment? Do you want me to bring you on? Yeah, she does. Okay, I'm gonna bring Marika on the stage.
Whoa. Wait, I was so confused how this works because I wasn't seeing it on LinkedIn. So I think it's a separate broadcast off of LinkedIn and people are coming in through StreamYard.
Okay.
Isn't that
All right.
funny? But
That's funny.
anyway,
So are they not able to come in on LinkedIn?
no, not right
Oh,
now. At least not on my end.
oh goodness. Marika, I cannot get this to work. And I've just done a whole spiel.
But someone else just commented hello on the LinkedIn. So I don't know. I'm confused.
I'm
Let's
confused
give
too.
it a show.
Well,
It's so crazy how difficult they make this.
right? Yes, I was just talking with some people about that. Like for a platform that's supposed to be all about building community, they make it really hard to do that sometimes, right?
I'm gonna
Okay.
ask this person, Casey, if she can see us because she
Yes,
commented on
please
LinkedIn. So
do. That would be wonderful. Thank you.
of course.
You could be my woman in the wings.
So funny. Yeah.
Oh,
Because I don't think I can add a picture, can I?
let me see. Let me see if I can get LinkedIn pulled up here. So, okay, let's
In
see.
your upper right hand corner. Someone said I am in through LinkedIn. Okay, you're
Okay,
good.
we're seeing it. We're good.
Yep.
Yes, we're still there. Okay. All right. Well, pardon the pause, everybody, while we get the technology worked out. Thank you. And everyone, this is Marika. She is the one who hosts so many amazing things. I've called her out in so many of my Friday posts. So Marika, say hi. She and I are going to actually be on a live together next week on November 4th. So I'll plug that at the end.
Yeah, I was
Yeah?
gonna say I'll duck out since this is working.
Yes. Okay, great. Thanks, Marika.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Bye. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick back up where we were. Um, so, okay, so if you've had one of those moments, right, that I shared, let's talk about how you can show up confidently and authentically and coherently, even when you're caught off guard. So, the first one is to pause before you pounce. So, when you're surprised by being asked to speak, take a moment. Now, if it's in like a room full of introductions, obviously you don't have to go first, and that can give you a few minutes to collect your thoughts. But even if somebody says, "Hey, Casey, want to say a few words," and they shove a mic in your hand, or give us a toast, and they give you a glass, and you're like, "Wait a minute, just take a moment, take a deep breath or two. It's okay, right? It will calm your brain, and then you're gonna smile and you're gonna make eye contact, and I know that strikes fear in the heart of so many, but that eye contact builds the connection. Those few seconds that you take to compose yourself will give you time to organize your thought, okay? And then you will also be signaling to the audience that you're confident, not in a panic. So the first one is breathe. The second one is to, just kind of like step in, anchor into one idea. You might have a lot of thoughts going on in your head in that moment. Nobody knows what's going on in your head. Just grab the one thought, the one idea that is relevant to that moment. And you don't need to be brilliant or earth shattering about it. Just make it clear. That's all you have to do. Just be clear on what you're saying and make your comments, your talk around that. So when we're thinking about the upcoming holidays, some things that might work: gratitude, growth, teamwork, even a little bit of humor, just like whatever fits the moment. And everything else can just go off of that. Okay, so we're going to just take a moment to pause and collect ourselves. So we're going to just share one idea, focus in on that. And number three, you're going to start with what's true right now. So, what are you genuinely feeling or seeing in the moment? That's the place where you want to really ground in and draw that one idea from. So, that might sound something like this. Looking around this room, I'm reminded of how far we've come this year. That might be great for a business event. Or if you're caught off guard, wow, I didn't expect to speak today, but what I want to say is, right? So none of this, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I didn't know I was going to have to say anything. That just discounts your credibility. So the way you can acknowledge that I didn't expect to speak, true, and it's not taking anything away from you, your credibility or your confidence. It also, by kind of giving those little intro phrases, it gives your brain a little bit more time to start processing. And then you can connect that message to the present moment. Number four, speak to connect, not to impress. Now, I love this one because this is true for any speaking event, the networking room, the boardroom, to the stage. When we're speaking, we are speaking to create connections, not to impress other people. And often I think we get in our own heads about this, especially women do, like, oh my gosh, I have to sound like the smartest person in the room. I have to make sure they know all my credentials and all my accomplishments. No, you don't, especially not in this situation, right? So just remember, the goal is not to sound perfect, it's to sound human. So look at the people in the room. Who can you connect with, right? Who do you have a connection with? Focus in on them. Imagine you're speaking only to them. That's going to make you feel more relaxed. That's going to make it feel more human, right? It's okay if it's a little imperfect. It's okay if you have fillers, a few. It's okay if you stumble over a few words here and there. It actually makes you sound more relatable. And everybody knows that this is off the cuff in the moment. There's going to be no harsh judgments. Honestly, most of them are probably going to be so relieved it's not them. All right. Okay. So, just a quick review. I know I'm going through these fast. You're going to pause before you pounce, take a deep breath, get centered. You're going to find one idea that fits the moment. Okay. You're going to start with what's true in that moment. And then you're going to speak to connect, not to impress. And then the fifth tip is your ending, right? Because honestly, the ending is what most listeners remember. It's the last thing. So that makes sense. And you want to end with energy. So many times when we're speaking, especially impromptu, we'll say, yeah, well, I guess that's it. Or that's all I have to say. We want to end with energy and confidence. So when you've landed that point, right? Remember, this is off the cuff. So it may be short, it may be a little bit longer, but when you've landed that point, you want to close with confidence, right? Like, like it's like a song. Like there are some songs that trail off, but songs that just have that definitive ending, boom, they're done, you know it. And it feels good. It's like, okay, we've got closure. So end with confidence. That's it could sound like something. I'll give you a few examples. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you so much. Or, if you're making a toast, here's some more moments like this one, right? So when you end clean and clear, you're going to sound more polished, even when you're not prepared, even when you're not expecting to speak. So try to avoid those trail offs or, that's all I have. Or, yeah, okay. End it firmly and with confidence. All right. So the next time someone says, would you like to say a few words? This is now your invitation to spark instead of shrinking. Excuse me, for some reason, my nose is a little bit runny this morning. All right. So these moments, these impromptu, spontaneous moments, especially for special occasion speaking, are where you really get to be authentically you, right? So just bring your personality in. You don't have to be prepared to be powerful. You just have to be present and intentional. Okay. And here's a little tip, like if you're going to the company Christmas party, maybe just have a few ideas in the back of your mind about what you could speak about if you're called to speak, or what you could toast if you're called to toast. And if you're not, great. But if you are, you'll at least have some idea and a place to go. Now, if this is something that you really want to get stronger in, and I think most of us do, especially again, we have holidays coming, right? Today is Halloween. I feel like that's the official start of the holiday season. So if you have um, some things coming up, or it can even be a family dinner, right? Or maybe you have a class reunion, or maybe you're going to be going to a conference. It's also sort of conference season and you want to get more comfortable. This can be so that you can introduce yourself, or you can give those toast, or give a confident year end summary of what your team or your department's been doing when you weren't expecting to do that. I have the absolute perfect opportunity for you, right? So I'm going to be hosting in November a workshop called Toast, Roast, and Boast. It is fun, interactive, small group experience, and you'll get to learn exactly how to think on your think on your feet, speak from your heart with authenticity, and handle any moment in the spotlight that comes when you're not expecting it. So we'll talk about some strategies and even how to practice for unexpected moments, but still then be able to deliver in an off the cuff kind of way. Now, here's the best part. These workshops, there's going to be two of them, and they're both virtual, right? That's right. They're both virtual. So it doesn't matter where you're located. One of them is going to be November 15th, and one of them is November 19th. Made a post yesterday with the dates and the link to register. And when you are through that workshop, you're going to leave ready to raise your glass, make your point, and share your story without going into panic mode. So instead of stepping down off the stage and having to self-deprecate, or as Marika once shared, making your floundering everyone else's problem, you'll get to step off that stage to, oh my gosh, that was amazing, right? So I will put the registration link in the comments for this replay, so you can register there. It's $97. It's an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's hands-on coaching with me, small group sessions, breakouts, hot seat coaching, and you will leave with actual strategies and an implementation plan. So $100 investment could lead to so many opportunities. It can get your boss's attention. It could give you the next speaking opportunity. So I will look forward to seeing you there. And thank you so much for joining me today. One more thing I forgot to mention. Marika and I are going live again together on Tuesday, November 4th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Look for some information about that, and we'd love to have you join us. Thanks so much. Have a great day.